As I mentioned in my recent analysis video of the Super Bowl Nintendo Switch trailer, we also got some scans from the latest Famitsu magazine, a Japanese gaming mag that featured Breath of the Wild heavily. Since I can't understand Japanese, I relied on my amazing Discord helpers to translate these pages. Special thanks to Scion in particular for these translations. While they're rough and very English, they outline what the magazine was saying and highlight some new details on the game and its characters. Let's get into it. So in these new scans there's a lot of stuff we've heard before, things along the lines of exploration in a free world and so on. So if it looks like I'm skipping information, I'm just skipping things we already know in order to get to the good stuff quicker. If you want Scion's full translation, check the description. Okay, so let's start with this page, with a section dedicated to the hero of the wild himself, Link. It describes him as a young man that awoke in a state of having lost all of his memories. He adventures through Hyrule led by a mysterious voice. He's not capped in the trademarked triangular hat, is wearing blue clothes instead of green. Is he the shape of a new generation of Link? While we knew all of this already, it's interesting that it notes that Link's blue design might be a full redesign of the character. We'll have to see later on if we acquire the green tunic at all. Down here we have small recaps of Breath of the Wild's mechanics, such as puzzle solving, degrading weaponry, cooking, and defeating enemies in intelligent ways. That about covers it for this page, so let's move on. Okay, this page has a little more information. There's a small segment talking about horses and stables, but what's really interesting here is the material on the characters. We get a small bit of information on Zelda herself. Apparently she investigates ancient ruins. For what, I'm not sure. She's also brilliant and curious, but has a deep complex. Not sure what that means. And of course, for the first time, she's voice acted. Now we get a small section on the Rito girl from the Switch trailer, who we learn is named Mipha in Japanese. She's a young Zora girl, a citizen of the waters in Hyrule. She has some special powers uncommon amongst her race, but because of this she's somewhat shy and introverted. And here we get a description of Zelda fighting the Guardian from the Switch trailer, with the text describing her using a bright light to combat it, and asking if she'll join the fight more in this game than before. Alright, final page, and this one's the thickest. First off, a description of the amiibo functionality, which apparently have varying effects to do with fighting or making items, ingredients or treasure chests appear. Then we get some character descriptions for the Birdman and the Goron we've seen, which is where things get interesting. First off, the Goron, called Darukeru in Japanese. It's nice that they're keeping the tradition of starting Goron chieftain names with Da, like Darunia or Darmani. Darukeru is a warrior who lives in the mountains. He's cool and collected, but once he enters a battle, he changes into a fearless warrior that can slay groups of enemies at a time. Badass. And finally the Birdman, known as Ribaru. His description says that he's a Rito tribe member. Wait, what? Rito? Rito? In a game with Zoras? What are you doing to us, Aonuma? Anyway, Ribaru is apparently a Rito, a citizen of the sky with bird-like features. He has the same blue cloth as Darukeru and Mipha, but their weapons are different. Okay, so these three are in some way connected. They all have the same blue scarf and each carry some sort of special weapon. I can't help but wonder if these scarves are related to the royal family in some way, since they're very similar to the champion shirt Link wears, which apparently signifies a connection to them, and same goes for Zelda's new blue attire. But on the Rito subject, wow, what the hell? I do think it's more of a topic for another day, but if you don't know why this is such a big deal, the Rito appeared in Wind Waker, where they were revealed to be evolved forms of the Zora. However, now in Breath of the Wild, we have both the Zora and the Rito, which doesn't seem to make sense. I do wonder if perhaps these are two different tribes of Zora, one which evolved and took to the skies as Rito, while the other stayed in the waters as Zora. This could make sense, since separation of a species can often lead to different evolutionary lines. Charles Darwin is famous of course for noting this, and part of what helped formulate his theory of evolution was a group of species called Darwin's finches. A species of finch, native originally to mainland South America, colonised the Galapagos Islands, where they became separated on different islands. Due to the distance between the islands, the finches on each island couldn't interbreed, and due to different conditions on each island, over time the population became more and more different, eventually to the point where species on different islands couldn't interbreed, classifying them as different species entirely. If the Zoras were separated somehow, it could potentially happen that one tribe evolved into Rito and the other didn't, but we'll have to wait and see come March 3rd. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. What do you think about the Rito situation or any other translations? Leave it in the comments below. Cheers guys, and I'll see you next time.